forgot there wasn't water in this cup, and I just was like, ah. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Culture. Oh my god, it's been so long. It's been a whole week since we've seen you. Love that. I am Jordan. I'm only half here. Not gonna lie, it's been a really long several weeks actually, and it's only getting worse, but it's fine. There's Hannah right there.
Hello. Howdy do. There I am.
There.
Oh no, here I
Yeah.
am. Yeah, there we go. Hello,
Um,
hello. Good to be
yeah,
here.
we got some pretty cool stuff to talk about this week. We're
Mm,
gonna be talking about
yeah.
Kathleen again because we do what we want here at Star Wars
Kathy.
Culture.
Can't leave her
Good old
alone.
Kathy. Yeah, this is more or less a continuation of what we've been talking about last week with her
Mm.
contract renewal. She has come out and said a few things about. She's made some comments about the sequel trilogy and how we could possibly see, or most likely are going to see, sequel trilogy characters getting the love they deserve. Here at Star Wars Culture, we love us a sequel trilogy character or two
Oh
or
yeah.
seven. Um, and we also kind of briefly mentioned Star Wars Twitter last week. So we're gonna touch on that as well because holy crap, there's a
Oh
lot there's
wow.
a lot going on the Bird app that I feel like we should talk about. So there's that. Please follow all our social media. We're right now we're only on Twitter and Instagram at SW Culture Pod. We're still working on all the other social media. I'm not really sure why it's taking this long, mainly because
MSN.
yeah, we're on MSN also. Uh, you can find our Microsoft Office account at Culture Slate. You can follow us on there for Microsoft Word tips. We don't really use Microsoft Word, but it's fine. It's still there. Um, and if you love the show, you watch it here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and notification bell, ding ding, and all that good stuff.
The ding
Um,
ding.
so yeah, in the most Philip DeFranco way possible, let's just jump right into it, shall we?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Kathy, love saying Kathy. We're on a nickname
I'm
basis.
obsessed with her. Yeah.
She's made some comments about sequel trilogy characters such as Ray, Finn, and Poe, and how she feels like they could make a
Mm,
return. And I just love that. I love that, especially for
mm,
Finn, because we're gonna get that Finn love we deserve.
mm.
Um, the only thing I have to say is it better be John Boyega. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think we want to see more of him, and we need more Finn, and let's say get it out in the open. We need more Finpo content as well. I'd love to
Exactly.
see that. Absolutely. But yeah, she did an interview recently in talking about her renewal, and she did get questioned about the sequel trilogy, about those characters. Will we be seeing more of those? And she commented saying, certainly those are not characters we are going to forget. They will live on, and those conversations that are going on with the creative team as well. Pretty blanket statement, but I feel like that's definitely pointing to that notion that we have some ideas, we have some concepts, and we have some pictures going around for those characters,
Yeah.
which is really cool. And yeah, like Jordan, you just said, like, I'm super keen. I would love to see some more content on these characters, and I think, like the Clone Wars was for the prequel trilogy, it did a lot of explaining
Explanating. Wow.
explaining, and I think
Mm.
it needed it. And I think the sequel trilogy is needing the same thing. I want to see more of those characters, just because they were great. Like
Yep.
Poe was fantastic. He was wonderful. Just that, like, little bit cocky, very good pilot, like we love to see in Star Wars. And then, of course, Finn and his journey, and that whole conversation that we constantly have about his force sensitivity. And then the Ray. And the thing with Ray is, though, I will say this: I can't see Daisy Ridley returning to Star Wars soon. I can't see that happening. So I'm not sure how, or if they could do content with her and Ray's
Yeah.
character. In
I mean,
saying
if
that, I would
anything,
love
we
to
might.
see, like, animated.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if anything, we'll see like animated, and we'll get a voice actress as close as possible. You never know. I mean, we got
Yeah,
that with Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars, and Hayden and Anakin in the Clone Wars. So you never
that's
know.
true. Yeah, and that's
Except
true.
Anakin's
And those
Clone Wars
voices are
voice
so
was
good.
sounded nothing like his live action voice.
That is true. That is true. But like I do love that fact that even though they were different, yeah, different voice actors, we could still like connect with the character and we could still be like, oh, that's Anakin. Even though I agree, Anakin's actually really quite different in the Clone Wars in the show and series
Yeah.
than to the movies. But no, I think a similar thing could happen with Rey where I'm a big Rey fan. I stan Rey. Did I use that correctly? I stan Rey. That's right, right? Um,
Yes, you did use it
I
right.
nailed it. Thank you. So I would really love some more Rey content. I think the connection with her and Finn could be very much explored post Rise of Skywalker. I think
Yeah.
that's definitely a route to be considered. I feel like they'll do a lot of pre-sequel trilogy building, to be honest, though. I think almost like a Clone Wars, but almost like a pre-First Order. So, or like
Yeah.
First Order's around, and maybe like an animated show of Finn when he
Before the
was,
awakening.
yeah, before the Awakening. I like that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think that could be a viable thing. Maybe in like a
Yeah.
short, almost like a mini series, almost like a Resistance, like maybe even in the Resistance animation style.
Yeah,
I
honestly,
could
they should
see
just
a
take
show like that.
Resistance and be like, let's just connect all the dots.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We
Um,
got Poe in there. We got Poe in
but I
Resistance. So.
also really want after Rise of Skywalker stuff personally because I want to see Finn become the Jedi he was meant to be. So
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely.
it's
Is it
just
like
me.
because do you think he would start like a camp, like a Jedi camp, or is a like, what would he be doing straight after?
I think him and Ray are gonna like try and find more Jedi and like she's gonna train him a little bit,
Mm,
stuff like that. Finn
yeah,
and Poe are gonna have their wedding, you know. I'm thinking season
yeah,
finale Finn Poe wedding, season one finale Finn Poe wedding.
yeah. I can see that. I can see that happening. Definitely, definitely. So good, so good. But it is good, and I think it is important that like we hear from Kathy, and we'll get into her a little bit more in a second. But to hear her make these comments, they are broad, but they are promising that to see the creative team as well as like it's a constant conversation about what are we gonna do with these characters and how do we utilize
Yeah,
them. So that's positive. I take that as a real plus for Star Wars fans that love the sequel trilogy and also don't like the sequel trilogy because again I think there's room to let those characters grow on you. If you didn't enjoy a certain character, I think there's
yeah,
room to understand more about them and start to go, oh, I do like them. Like me with Holdo, I did not like. We went through that. I hated Holdo, learnt about her, read about her in a book, and then now I think she's fantastic. So I think there's always an option for people to turn around with their
yes.
love of it. But I think we should start to talk a little bit about the Twitterverse that has been
Ugh,
going
Star
on
Wars
the
Twitter.
Star Wars Twitterverse.
First of all, I just
Now,
want to preface this by saying, if you don't know anything about Star Wars Twitter, what's what's it like to just be in complete bliss?
like,
Because
are you happy? You must be so happy.
you must be the happiest
Oh,
person alive.
mm-hmm,
Like,
mm-hmm. Now, I've recently joined the gang over there of Star Wars Twitter. I've only recently gotten into it, started connecting, and it's for the most part been fantastic. I get to connect with all my friends and also make friends in the Star Wars universe, talk our shared love of things, and it's been wonderful. But I I started to dabble in the treacherous world of the burning pile of ties, which is Star Wars Twitter.
yep.
Now, we're going to pop up on the screen the tweet I made about 24 hours ago from when we're going live from this video now. So, this is the tweet I made. And this is in reference to Kathleen renewing her contract. So, what happened with all those Star Wars fans saying that Kathleen Kennedy was on her way out? Should someone check on them? Are they all right? Now, I'm trying to.
It was a valid
question.
question.
Are they okay? There was a lot of people for a very long time, for years and years, saying every day, "Oh, Kathleen's on her way out. It's all going downhill back there. She's about to leave." There was all this speculation and constant chatter, and it's the part of, especially speaking of social media, part of Star Wars YouTube that I don't like to venture a lot, because there's a lot of that people just making those 45-minute videos of saying she's gonna go, she's gonna go.
They'll remain nameless. Per request of one of our producers, they'll remain nameless.
Oh, so funny.
But I've thought about it. He knows I've thought about it.
That's incredible. But yeah. So this Star Wars Twitter and YouTube always had this theory that Kathleen was going to be on her way out, and I was making an open letter to those people. Are you okay? Because most fans are pretty stoked that we've got stability and a great president leading Lucasfilm, but a lot of fans are unhappy with it. So I'm just checking in with them. Now, we do have some funny responses, and this is where things started to snowball. So that's the thing with Star Wars Twitter. You can have one tiny thought, but it can often just snowball into this massive conversation and discussion of interesting opinions flying left, right, and center. So let's go through a couple of the responses. Chad, I'm going to leave it up to Chad to choose which ones. This is a good one. So it's your Sith Lord. I guess we'll at them as well. It's your Sith Lord replied, I mean, let's not exaggerate. John and Dave did more for the Star Wars universe than Kathleen ever did, lol.
Oh, okay. Wait a second. Hold on. Chad, can you put me back on the screen for a second? Because I feel like if I don't say this, we're going to get in trouble. Y'all, we're not coming for you. We're just reading tweets. That's literally all this is. And all these ridiculous responses. Some of them were actually very insightful. We've had a decent conversation with some of them. But please, please, please understand that we're not coming for you. No tea, no shade, no disrespect. We got all the respect in the world. And I just want to leave it at that. We may continue. Thank you, Chad.
Well said. Well said. I think that was good. I was hopping right in there. So I'm glad you said that.
I was thinking about it. Like, you know, the fans can call me out my name and it's fine. As soon as I respond, I'm being disrespectful. I'm being a toxic Star Wars fan. So I just wanted to put that out there, you know.
Yeah, no, and it's a good point. And I think what you mentioned as well, there was actually some really interesting responses of people that did disagree, but actually had a conversation about it and shared their views. This is why I think that. And then we got to share our views. And then it kind of resolved. And we were like, okay, this is good. Like, you just have different opinions. That's okay. And there was actually some healthy interactions in there. But there were also some funny ones, some random ones. But again, coming with this with all the respect. So let's go back to that tweet that we had on the screen. It's your Sith Lord. So yes, so John Dave did more than for Star Wars than Kathleen ever did, but agreed though. Really hope she learns from this mistake. Talking about Rise of Skywalker, the mistake apparently. And then my reply to this, which I think I kind of had a big talk on last week, talking about her, who hired them and who produced what they made. And it comes back to this idea of people love The Mandalorian. What a fantastically successful show. People will love Kenobi and people are going to love Andor and a lot of these shows have John and Boba, Book of Boba Fett as well have John and Dave's hand in it. Yeah, sorry. Have John and Dave's hand in the direction of it, and people say, let them be in charge, let them be, presidents, owners, whatever, directors, where we have that thing where it's like, no, they need to be in that creative field and they do amazing. And that's why it's so successful, because these two people that love Star Wars have made these amazing shows and have taught subsequent other directors to direct like they have and similarly. And Kathleen, again, I was going to call her Kathy there. Kathy is the one producing these shows. You like The Mandalorian? You can't like The Mandalorian and hate Kathleen for it. I can't see that connection, because she's the one producing these shows.
Yep, she's the one greenlighting stuff.
Exactly.
Making
And
sure
people
that
say,
Dave and John have the resources they need.
yeah, exactly. If you look at the way they talked about her in the behind the scenes, and she's on set, she's involved, she's in there. Yes, she's the president, but she's also the producer of these shows, and she's on the ground looking at what's happening. She's like, yeah, Jordan, what you just said, like she's greenlighting a whole bunch of stuff that they want to do, and we need to give her credit for that. So I
Yep.
think that's the one thing that I'm like, I will happily argue that, because I find Kathleen is there just as much as John and Dave to make sure the fans enjoy it. But yeah, interesting take from It's Your Sith Lord. Let's look at the next screenshot we've got here. Now this one is just
We are
stomach-icking.
here and we still hate her. Don't worry about us. First of all, sorry, Han, I'm just gonna cut in here for a second.
Go.
First and foremost, I'm not ever worried about anybody who doesn't like any part of Star Wars, whether it be Kathy, Ahsoka, the sequels. I don't care. Never worried. Never that. Let's get that straight right now. Never worried. We were asking where y'all were and if y'all were okay. That does not mean I'm worried about you. I'm just like, hey, y'all swore she was leaving. She's not leaving. So, yeah.
Oh,
Anyways,
spot on. It's like, look, we want to care about everyone, but we're not too like you're bringing everyone's mood down. We're not too concerned about you. And you know, this guy, we still hate her. It's like, well,
yeah.
explain what discontent you have. You know, we hate her, and then I think, yeah, my comeback was I just maybe he was just having a bad day. That's what I assumed. Maybe that guy was just having a bad day. Had the cranks. I don't know.
It's
Chad,
like
what have you got for us?
It's like, explain why you hate her without saying that you hate the sequels and you hate like the characters. It's like, oh, I hate her. Well, yeah, but why? Without
why?
saying you hate this, like, I hate The Last Jedi. Okay,
Great.
put that in the box. That's okay. Get it.
Yeah.
You hate The Last Jedi.
That's fine. That's cool.
Why?
We like that, sure.
Without that, if there was no Last Jedi, we'll just take that and put it over here. Why do you hate her? Oh,
yeah, right.
Like,
that's a good point. That's a good point. It's just
never
like,
mind.
strip it all back. Why do you hate her? I love that. That is a good perspective. Love that, Chad. Love that. Okay, let's look at the next screenshot. What have we got? I think the next one we've got. This is good, Jordan. I love this response. It's so good. Old dookie dude. Wow, nailed it. I stood back and kept my mouth shut, lol, but what a terrible decision on Disney's end. And Jordan, brilliant response of, you'll be okay, lol. Disney doesn't seem too impressed. And
it's just this whole melodramatic, like, I've been silent for way too long. It's like, dude, calm down. You're fine. You'll be fine.
It's interesting, and it's
We're
again, I don't
want
want to
trouble when Chris sees this episode.
Oh, I can feel it already. It's good. I love it.
Guys, if we don't get continued for a season 4, it's been a fun ride. Thank you guys so much for listening.
But again, it's like we want to have these conversations, and I don't mind people disagreeing. I think that's the other thing. I don't mind people disagreeing with us, or disagreeing with what they think of the sequels.
Yeah,
it's the blatancy of not willing to have a conversation about it. Because I can say from the first tweet that I read out from It's Your Sith Lord, we went on to have a fantastic Twitter back and forth explaining our views. And again, like I said at the start, we kind of came to a conclusion, and we both respect and we're very happy with, like, okay, no, that's your stance, this is my stance. We're all good. Like, we can still be Star Wars fans in the same universe, which is so rare. I think is so rare, but is so needed in this fandom to go, hey, we're not all ever going to agree, but we need to sit where we are and go, we can respect it and still love Star Wars and still love the joy, whatever that definition of the joy is for us. We need to still enjoy our version of the joy we get from Star Wars. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm also just trying to cover our asses from our producers. Yes, I'm still doing that as well. Okay, next response. I think, is this the last one? This might be the last one, chat. I don't know. Yes, it is the last one. Okay, so okay, this one This one I'm not happy with. Speaking of trying to cover our asses, not having this. People who have been fans of the Star Wars for over 20 plus years have the right to hate on a movie. I'm just going to pause right there because I just can't handle that thinking already. What gives you that right? I give you that respect. I give you my respect for being in a fandom for so long. And Star Wars is a very long legacy of incredible movie making and film and storytelling. But what gives you the right to just hate something? It's like saying, "Hey, I've eaten ice cream for 20 years. I'm saying that Ben and Jerry's is the worst ice cream, and I have the right to say that." You don't. It's still your perspective. It's still your opinion, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not any better than anybody else's opinion, and that's fact. It's no better than anybody else's opinion. I respect that you want to hate it, but to say that you have the right to like be all and end all call of what people can hate and enjoy is just unbelievably confined, narrow-minded thinking. Star Wars Twitter. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there's more of the tweet. That's right. I don't see why we should accept every bone a multi-billion dollar conglomerate throws at us like loyal dogs. Something was definitely run behind the scenes during the Rise of Skywalker shoots. You'll be blinded to deny it. So this tweet kind of goes in a different direction, kind of aiming at the whole sequel trilogy as a whole, talking about we shouldn't have just loved every minute of it, and which, or accept every second of it, which I can kind of start to understand where he's coming from. Not saying, hey, we shouldn't just love everything it gives to us, because you're right. Disney has given us a lot of content, and I think, Jordan, you can agree with me. Even though we're very vocal about enjoying this sequel trilogy, I don't like.
We're also very
lot.
We're also very vocal on things that we think they can improve on, and I think that's what a lot of people miss is that, just because we're defending it doesn't mean we love every second. Like, that's, first of all, that's not how cinema has ever worked ever. No movie is just perfect down to the millisecond. And we don't pretend like it is. So to accuse people who don't bash the sequels, to accuse them of accusing everyone else that of the fact that they don't love every second, how dare they not love every second, is just insane to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I also, I'm going to pull that back up. Also say, nobody's telling you to say that you have to like and accept every bone that a multi-billionaire is thrown at it. You don't have to. Like, there's I love Star Wars. I love pretty much everything that they've made. There's a few things that I don't like. Like, okay, for example, Clone Wars. Love the Clone Wars. There's a couple episodes that I'm like, this is kind of a terrible episode. And that was under George. Exactly. So there's like a few that are like, okay,
exactly.
I don't care about the politics, but like, I'm not saying like I hate the Clone Wars just for that. I love the Clone Wars for that. Like, I love the sequels. Don't love it all. There's some parts that I'm like, it's kind of, I don't understand why we're doing this.
Dare I mention Canto Bite?
A little bit, yeah. But like still, The Last Jedi is still a gorgeous movie. Not my favorite sequel movie. I'm not gonna throw it out on if I'm feeling down or anything. But there's like, it's a gorgeous movie. It's well made. It's a beautiful story. Not saying I hate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And spot on there, Chad, with that idea of having to know that balance of you can enjoy a film, you can enjoy a piece of content, and also not like parts. But I think, Jordan, you were just mentioning that before as well. Like that's like cinema. That's entertainment. That's the entertainment industry. You're not meant to buy into everything. You're meant to have opinions and context and experiences with everything we absorb. And the Star Wars is just like that. So as much as we're trying to promote a sense of being okay to dislike things in a respectful way. I think that's what we're trying to promote here. And especially with our name, Star Wars culture. Like, that's what culture is. It's a lot of different experiences and contexts and trying to come together and respect everyone's different perspectives, which is a difficult thing. And on Star Wars Twitter, that is hard to achieve. That is hard to get there. But it's a lesson learned. I learned a lot from this tweet specifically that I made, and I'm very interested to the conversations with more Star Wars fans about it. It's very interesting how people can respond like that. What's your perspective, Jordan? Yeah, on going forward from Star Wars Twitter, like you agree in agrees with me? Like, it's all about being okay to not like something.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, people need to get off their phones, okay? Delete the app for a couple of days and calm down. Because at the end of the day, it's a franchise we all know and love. Do we all love the same things about it? No, of course not. Am I going to attack you with the chance of... Something just fell. Am I going to attack you for every little thing you don't like? Absolutely not. Nor do I expect you to do the same. Yeah, I mean, that's really all it boils down to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know,
it's people just say a lot of it.
Yeah, people just say a lot of insane stuff about Star Wars, and it's just on Twitter, and it's like, calm down, guys. We all love the same franchise.
Yeah. We love the same franchise, but we can like different parts of it. Yeah, absolutely. I really agree. Well, I think that'll do it for this week's episode. Talking the news, talking the Kathy. This was kind of like a part 2 of last week's episode of talking about what's Kathy's doing for the franchise with this new story coming out. But it's been wonderful, and thank you so much for joining us on another epic episode of Star Wars Culture. It's been fantastically fun to have these conversations, even though it's a little fiery over there on Twitter. We do enjoy it, and if you enjoyed our discussion today, want to know more of our Star Wars culture discussions, be sure to hit that bell and subscribe to our YouTube channel and find out every time we go live. We go live every 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There we go. And 11 a.m. on a Thursday, Australian.
So wrong. No, you didn't. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Man, got me every time. And be sure to follow our parent company, Culture Slate, all over social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. They share all our shows and also our other brother-sister shows. We've got the Rollout, Chat Squadron, the Star Wars Underworld, making great content over there. Star Wars Underworld talking about Kathy as well. They're giving her some love over there. Rollout. They went to Galaxy's Edge recently. They went to Galaxy's Edge recently. They have a fantastic video over there. All their YouTube channels will be over at the Culture Slate YouTube channel as well. So go check it out.
And before we go, to those who are in America and celebrate, have a happy Thanksgiving on Thursday. Yes. Tomorrow, I guess, when this comes out, we pre-recorded this week. So because I cooked now.
Well, it's Thanksgiving time. It's time to.
I didn't have to cook anything. I just have to go eat it. And I have to go cook stuff. Anyways.
Oh, fantastic! But yes.
Happy Thanksgiving. Let's do something fun. Everybody comment down below what you're thankful for, and we might read them on the next show.
Yes. What are you thankful for in Star Wars? Yes. In life or Star Wars?
Both.
Both. Let's do both. I like it. I like it a lot. Comment below. That's amazing. I love it. Well, that's it for this week. And as always, we'll be back next week. And may the Force be with you.
Always.